Today we're going to go through on how to change the pulse output on a promass 83. To enter the programming, we always hit the E button for enter, and then we need to plus minus down to the parameter that we want to change. In this case, we're going to change the pulse output, so we plus down to outputs, enter. We want to change the pulse frequency output, so we go down to it, once again with the plus, and then enter. And we're going to go into configuration because we do want to change the output. One more enter. The pulse frequency output can be set up for a couple of different parameters. Notice when I go to change a parameter that the access code needs to be entered. In this case, it's once again always 83 because that is the model code. So I just plus onto the 8, enter, go to the 3, enter, and now I can just hit the return. I don't have to put in the following zeros. Notice then we get programming enabled. Now we'll change the pulse output. In this case, there are some options, but we want to keep it at pulse. So we'll enter there. Once the entry stored goes away, we can press enter, and we're going to set it up for mass flow. It's currently set up for volume flow, so we need to change that. Just plus until we get to mass flow, enter. Now we can enter again, and the plus value was set to 1 gallon per pulse, but notice it did do the conversion, but we want it some higher resolution. So we want to change it to 0.1 pound per pulse. So we have to hit the plus button. It gets highlighted. We can go minus because it's a lot shorter. We'll go to 1 and then to 0. Hit enter. Then we have the decimal point, enter. Now we want to change it to 0.1. Oops, went too far. No problem. Go back up to the 1. Enter. And here we can take a little bit of a shortcut. We'll just get the return, hit enter, and everything past that will go away. Now we're set at 0.1 pound per pulse. One other quick thing to show on this is the pulse width. That is how long the electrical pulse is turned on. It will also be off for that amount of time. You can shorten this time period. For that, we hit the plus, and once again, merely just change the numbers to where we want it. In this case, we'll go to 10. So we just scroll over, change the decimal point, enter, and you can see now it's set up for 10 milliseconds per pulse instead of 100, which is how it comes from the factory. We almost always leave the next measuring mode at standard, and then we do want to make sure the output signal is correctly configured. It can be either passive or active, and that tells you where the power for that loop is coming from. If it's passive, the control system must supply the voltage. If we change that to active, then the meter is supplying the voltage. We'll go ahead and leave it passive positive in this case, but you always want to check what your control system is expecting. That's all there is to setting up the pulse on the promass 83. We can go ahead and plus and minus back out, and we're back operating.